Alright, so what we're going to do is just use regular lines to design our sword. Make sure ortho is on. You can use arc for the blade. And actually I'm going to use arc twice. And from 3 times. Maybe I should just have a simple design instead of this crazy stuff I'm doing. Alright, got my design. It just definitely doesn't look like a knife or a sword or whatever. But that's okay. So I'm going to do next is do p-edit, just polyline edit. Oops, p-edit, enter, M for multiple. Select the lines. It's going to ask you convert lines to spline to polylines, yes, and J for join. Enter, enter, enter. I didn't join everything. That's not good. Looks like it's not connected in one spot. Maybe fix that. Let's see if I can fix that too. Alright, next option is I could go to region and try to make sure that it works that way. So region, select the whole object, click enter. One region created. So that means I do have one. So that's my region. I moved it to make sure it's one piece. Next step would be to set my del objects at 0. That way I don't lose my 2D design when I turn it into a 3D object by using extrude. Select the object, I go up, point 1 inch. It's a really thick knife, that's okay. I'm going to go to view, conceptual view, get a better view of it. That's going to be my hand over here. Actually, it's going to be a spike instead of, it's not going to be a knife, it's going to be one of those pikes. So, I have this. I want to make it sharp, of course, because it looks like it's dull, like a butter knife. To do that, I can do it a couple of different ways. One way that I didn't think of before, but I could do, is use the chamfer command and pick a distance of 0.5 by 0.5, which is half the thickness of the material. So try it again. Why is it selecting? Let's see if I'm gonna move it over because I don't want to make sure it doesn't select that region. Actually, when I move it over, I gotta make sure that it is at a specified distance. That way, in case I do need to move it back, I'll know exactly what distance I have to move it. Doing 10 inches seems a reasonable amount. Go back to my chamfer. So select option. Next. Oops. Should have clicked all of them. Yeah, let's go back. Fill it. Okay. Let's see. This is not good. Wow.
So you cut from the middle and make it.
Yeah, but I'm just wondering why fillet's not. Because usually in the old versions you could easily just select them all and just like fillet, just like yeah, fillet works. A radius 0.25. You have to do something like that, but I don't want to do that because that's gonna be not sharp enough. But I'll give you an example of what I think it should look like. Yeah, of course it doesn't. Alright, so what we're going to do from here is we're going to go to a different UCX. Left view is fine. We're going to design the cutting plane. Now we know it's 1 inch high, material wise. We're going to create a triangle showing how the cut's going to be. We're going to move these down or by about 25. Move that up by 25 so I have an extended cut. And I'm going to take this cut, going to move it over to my item right there. And I'm going to do next is I'm going to copy this over to the other side, like so. The region I don't need a region. I need a polyline. I'm going to explode this region. I got myself some lines. I'm going to go to top view, or whatever view I was looking at. I'm going to go to P-Edit, multiple, and select that one side of the whole knife. And I'm going to yes, J for join, enter, enter, enter. Join them all. I might as well do the other side, so I'm going to do P-Edit, enter, M for multiple, join this side together, J for join. And that's one piece. So I got one piece here, one piece here. I got a front cut and a back cut. And what I'm going to use loft. Select this one. Select the tip. Click enter. But I'm going to use P for path, so it follows a path. Oh, I got India. That didn't work, so the other option would be to do this. Loft from this piece to this piece, enter, and it's going to use that angle. So now I'm going to do the same thing with the bottom piece, except I should have kept that. There we go. Okay, copy it over to the bottom. The loft it also. Loft. Select that piece to that, oops, to this piece, enter. And it's going to use the path that I had before. So I have the front cutout done. I'm going to do the same thing with the back, except I need a triangle again. So what I'm going to do for this, since I have the del object set at 0, and I have that triangle, same size triangle, I can just mirror it. Okay, so it's mirrored. I'm going to move it over to this point and make a copy of it to the end, like so. Now I'm going to do loft again, except that before I do that I need to copy the actual outline of my object. I'm going to copy it up here and copy it down there. And do loft, select that, enter. Do it again, select that, and select that piece, enter. Now here's the thing. I have to make sure I place this in here so I can use these to slice it through. But before I do that, what I'm going to have to try to do is union these pieces. So I'm going to go union. So now it's one piece. I'm going to union the other side too. Yep, almost missed that one. Enter. Okay, so I have two surfaces. I'm going to move my object. Now if I don't know what the distance was, that's okay. I know exactly what point to place it in, which was the actual 2D. I'm going to hide these by right clicking, going to isolate and hide. That's the separate piece. I can delete those actually. Alright, so my connection point is right at that little dot right there. Take that object, move it over, go back to right click, isolate, and isolation. Alright, so I have my object, and now I have my material, but except I deleted one. Yep, I think I accidentally deleted the other side. Oops, I have to go back. That's the piece I should have not deleted. And I should have to actually union the top and bottom, which I didn't do either. Okay. So before I get going, good thing I caught it now. I union, enter this. Okay. That's one piece here. Now I got union again. This long piece, this piece, this, that one. Almost missed that. That one. And that one. So this is one big piece. It's another big piece. And I can take the actual solid piece now. Copy it over. Like so. And now I can try using the slice command by selecting the solid object first, enter, and then S for surface, select that surface, enter. That failed. Now this could have failed because of a couple of things. It may not be long enough. You can see that if it's touching it but you don't know even sure if there's actual enough material there or if there's no material. So what we're going to have to do is actually modify the surface and extend it out. You can go to modify, 3D surface edit, solid editing, extrude face. Nope, that's actually click. It's selected that face. Oh, so what to do? I actually have to edit the surface. Modify. Where are we? Surfaces. There we go. Send. Oops. Extend this side too. I'm just gonna do the one line because I just gotta make sure it works before I go any farther. Do is move it. Okay, so now I gotta try and do the slice again. I'm gonna go home, slice, select the solid object first, enter, S for surface, oh my god, back to my recording. Alright, so I failed a couple of times, so we came up to I came up to the conclusion that I'm just using 2 wire surfaces, one next attached at this endpoint. You can see it's open, but they're attached at point and point, and I added a little surface over here to close it up. Next thing I need to do to make sure this closes up is I'm going to use patch command, which is surface tab, patch. I select the top portions like so. As long as it's enclosed completely. Make sure I got that one. Yeah, I did. Click enter. It patches it up, so it closes it up nicely. That's one piece. Now I can copy that over. I think it should be the same size at the bottom. If not, we'll have to do it again. Yeah, it's not the same size. So at the bottom I'll have to do the same exact thing. Before I do that, I should close it up on this side. So I'm going to do a line. And I'm going to draw an additional line from this point to this point here. I'm going to loft it so it creates a surface here to here. Okay, now I have to go to the other side. I got to do the same thing. Make sure it's closed. it's not. There's just a regular small line. So I need to draw in an additional line so I can loft it to loft, select the small one, select the bigger one, enter. It adds a little material, but as long as it encloses the bottom, that's all I'm worried about. Later on I can patch this up, or I can actually patch it up right now. So I can use patch command, select all corners of the opening, and it patches, closes it up right off the bat. Same thing I can do on this side. Hopefully I can, I can select those lines right here. Here's another one, and a final one. Closes it right up. And finally, if I go around to the other side, oops, yeah, that's close enough, and do a patching system. Again, I have to select all the exterior lines. This one's tricky. Okay, that one. I must have missed something. Let's see. So I'm looking at it. It looks enclosed. Just gotta put a patch. And I think I missed that piece right there. That's what the issue was. So I get to go around and do it once more. There we go. It's completely enclosed. Next, what I can do is just union it. So now it's one surface, and now I can go to sculpt. It's not saying that it's not watertight. It's hard to believe. Oh, because it's not all unions. Let's try this again. Union. Okay, I'm gonna move it over. Now I'm gonna try sculpting it. Alright, it's not doing that. Let's try meshing it. It's in a mesh. Oops. Surprisingly, even though this line over here, surface line, is not part of it, but let's see if I can smooth it in. Or actually, I'm going to smooth less. So, smooth a little. And then convert it to a solid. Here is my solid. Now finally, I gotta go back to my top view, and I'm gonna just do is slice that extra piece right there, because I really don't. Where is it? Slice. I don't know why it doesn't think it's solid. I guess it didn't get converted. Maybe this one's my solid piece. Let's test this out. Top view. Slice. Yeah, that was my solid piece. That was my mesh. So here's my solid after all that piece. Even though it looks like it's a mesh, it should be solid.